Warcraft 3 at all, which I didn't. But anyway, it's time for picks and bans for game number 1, Jinair versus Anarchy. And there's a Zed-ban against Mickey, who has not yet connected, so he has no idea.
Just take that out right there. We've seen him go 10-0 and 10 on this Zed in that Game 3 versus Najin, so don't chance it. There's the Azir ban up against GBM. Ari taken out as well, so heavy bans at Mickey this game. GBM can play both Zed and Ari, so bit of a surprise right there. But again, Anarchy, Zed, Ari, and Vlad have been the main champions that Mickey has used.
Just setting it up for a first pick Yasuo. That's what we're doing here. Yep, Jinair.
No.
There, it's incoming. Watch out. Well, Mickey still hasn't connected, so I wonder if we're going to have to remake this when it's all said and done. But looks like we're getting through bans at least for now. Kalista, the ban against Jinair as well. Pretty standard stuff. And I really wonder, you know, will we see Ashe here? We are on 5.9 this week. Victor is not available yet. Ashe is, however.
Someday so Victor will be fixed.
Yep. Actually, word on the street is coming soon. No, I'm serious.
Okay. Well, I've heard that from Riot about a billion times.
Actually, next week. He's going to be available next week. For real.
Okay.
We got word. Victor's coming.
All right, so Gnar ban for Jinair. That won't be available for Ixu. Ixu been playing primarily Maokai and Hecarim, however. And what will the final ban be for Anarchy? Could ban that Rumble. Trace was quite good on that champion. And the Bard.
If they don't ban Bard, I want to see. Oh, they banned Bard. Oh.
Damn it, Toa. Why do the pro teams do this to us? It makes us so curious.
I know, right? I mean, you know that Bard's got to be really good if everyone's banning it. The Gragas is a great pick. I mean, he's a great champion right now. It's a good takeaway from Lyra. And I don't think we're going to see Teemo Malzahar unless this really is Team Dark 2.0. And they have just completely given up on life. But that's not going to happen.
Yeah, Mickey has been known as a TF player. He has a lot of solo queue TF games on the ladder. Would be a bit bold to pick it this early when GBM could get the counter pick, but they may just be keeping that in mind, at least for the moment. LeBlanc falling down the standings a little bit so far here.
Do you think it's because people are feeling Mid Morgana is such a good counter to that right now?
No, I think people just, in terms of LeBlanc, I mean, GBM in the distant past has played Mid Morgana to a certain degree of effect, but it's just on these tanks, LeBlanc can have some issues. And if LeBlanc ever falls behind in the tank meta, she's never going to be able to kill anybody.
That's
and yeah,
true. There
has been some Mid Morgana play here in Korea as a counter, but there's going to be the Rumble as suspected for Trace alongside the Alistar. For Sweet.
Yeah,
Thresh.
Alistar has been very good for Sweet lately.
Thresh and Rek'Sai on the other side.
You know, Sweet actually has a 60% win rate with Janna and solo queue right now, which is pretty impressive to do on that champion. And Jinx wouldn't be a big shock, but I wonder what we're going to see from Anarchy. Is Mickey going to throw down the Yasuo gauntlet?
Let me show you how it's done, son. No, he's not going to pick that champion up until the last one. Lucian, bit of a blind pick right here, but they may just try and go for some lane dominance with that Lucian Thresh lane and discourage any possible Sivir picks that might come in for Jinair. There's Hecarim, and that wouldn't be a surprise. Ixu has been prioritizing that champion.
Yep. And it will be locked in. So the last two picks over to Jinair right now. Everybody wants to play Vayne against Anarchy. I saw it hovered over for just a second.
Or if you're Najin, everybody wants to just play Vayne all the time.
That's true, yeah. Well, that is OQ, so OQ likes to tumble into 5 people and die.
Yeah, I think Sivir's still a very strong pick here with their composition. They have fantastic engage, and they can just go ahead and...
We already know it's going to be Vayne.
Vayne swap it, lane swap it out in that particular situation, so you're not quite so vulnerable to it, even though the Hecarim might get an edge just by having Smite in a lane swap situation. So
it's gonna be. We know it's gonna be Vayne. I'm sorry, guys. Spoiler alert. They're gonna pick Vayne.
I mean, there isn't a lot of ways to get back onto Vayne with this composition.
Oh boy. Oh.
No.
Yep. I thought so. Yep.
There we go.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
No Yasuo. They are going to take the Lulu, and so at least they'll have some wave clear early,
geez.
But not a lot of wave clear overall in this composition. GBM going with the very safe pick in the mid lane. And this is sort of a weird Jugger Vayne composition. Now, this is hard to work with because Vayne is pretty low range and doesn't have that speed boost like Sivir does, but is going to be good with the Gragas, and that'll be a Vlad grab for Mickey. I really like watching Mickey play Vlad, and they should have known this Vlad was coming because he picked it into Space's Vayne in the game versus CJ and had that great little duel with Space in the bottom lane where he just pulled out of the Condemn. So Vlad's going to be a pretty strong pick against Vayne. It is difficult for Vayne to kill Vlad and wait out that trade with the transfusion and pop Vayne pretty easily.
Yep, and hopefully Mickey takes the right runes and masteries this time.
Not with his ZAG runes.
That's the trick. I mean, it didn't hold him back too much apparently, but still, you know, it's better to go with AP.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Well, mid lane should be mostly farming. GBM will probably want to push that one up early. We'll see if Jin Air decides to lane swap in this particular situation or whether they want to go up against the Lucian, which might make their lives difficult. But again, the Gragas Vayne synergy is extremely good. Something that I've really liked seeing. It's something that's worked for Najin quite well. Just break somebody off, isolate them, let Vayne tumble through, take them out, and then chase into the enemy team.
Yeah, Lyra's definitely going to have his hands full chasing Chaser around, making sure that his lanes are safe. We'll see if he can do it. We'll see if he can put on a little bit of pressure of his own here in the first game between Jin Air and Anarchy. And Anarchy with another week to try to show off here, show they deserve their spot in Champion Summer. It's time to get in the game and find out if they can do that. And here we go. Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Jin Air Green Wings versus Anarchy here in Champion Summer. And Gank by Mom bringing the Lulu into the mid lane here. And I believe in the past, GBM did have some of the highest AP we've ever seen on a Lulu.
He's had over 1,000 AP on Lulu before with a Medjai Soul Stealer. That was pretty funny to watch. It was early on in the spring season.
Yep, fond memories of AP support Lulu dancing through my mind during that game.
With 1,000 HP.
Doing the damages. Oh, well, about 1,000 HP, that's true,
AP.
but a lot of AP as well. Yes. Don't worry, if you have 1,000 HP, those shields are really strong with all that AP.
Well, good stuff.
Good stuff indeed.
So lane swap looks like it will be coming in. Pilot going to dodge this. And this is a really interesting game for me to watch Pilot because Pilot has been great on these caster AD carries, right? But he's not really been known for being able to play the auto-attacking ADs that well, and this is kind of the ultimate test of an auto-attacking AD carry. Are you going to be able to use this Vayne effectively?
You know, the sad thing is that this just reinforces all the Vaynes in solo queue to keep being Vayne. See that thread the other day? The Vayne spotting thread. That was pretty good, actually.
It was pretty funny.
It was accurate to my solo queue experiences. I enjoyed it.
So lane swap coming in, no surprise. Both teams just going to freeze this wave. And we see junglers starting on the bottom side of the map. Red buff being taken first by Chaser. And they're already pinging enemy red, so perhaps Rumble and Gragas are going to take a stroll over there. And Alistair actually just going to walk in, check it out, find that nothing's going on. So we may see a bit of a contest right here. Thresh going to come late. Snowflower going to come late to the red buff. But he's not going to catch anybody because he thought they would go Krugs to red.
And that's the Samsung Thresh skin too, I believe.
It is.
Yeah,
it's a brand new Samsung Thresh skin.
Right. Snowflower going to try to channel his inner Mata this game.
Well, Mata may be in China, but the Samsung Thresh is still in Korea.
That's right. It's the only Samsung thing really left from the World Championship team in Korea right now.
Okay, so red to red start. Meanwhile, the duo heading down to the bottom side, so it looks like it will be 3 buffs right away for the Jin Air Green Wings. A little bit interesting pathing, actually, that Ixu and Lyra would come down to the bottom side. As soon as they started pushing, they wanted to make sure that they denied this XP. So they were trying to punish a possible teleport coming in from Trace, but it's just not going to show up. So they broke that freeze. Are they going to transition this into a dragon after pushing up? And the answer is no. Lyra going to recall. So that was a bit of a failed bait right there to try and get a teleport out of Trace and kill him under the tower, but Jin Air not going to fall for it.
Well, Songyun is probably doing quite a bit of damage to that bottom turret as well, too. And speaking of Samsung, we saw their team recently kind of get a little bit of success trying to just be a fast-pushing team, and you know, maybe Anarchy trying to take a page out of that book.
Well, Lyra didn't stay around to attack the tower, and now they have two people in the top side, and they will be able to break this freeze, so they're responding.
Yep.
And same time, two members of Jin Air in the bottom lane doing much the same thing. So it's like we're all going to be even through this lane swap. Pilot.
Wow, nice damage from Pilot onto Ixu there. He did get flayed once, but it was a good response. And here comes Chaser and GBM. Ixu in a little bit of trouble. There's a flash. Goes for the body slam. Doesn't connect, though. GBM flashing. Gets bloodthirsty. Did he get him with the Ignite? He did. GBM with the first blood. Oh, but he's taken out by Snowflower as well, too. Meanwhile, more action. Teleports coming in. This game is insane now. Lyra taking a big hit from Pilot there with those silver bolts, but it looks like he'll be able to get out. So GBM going deep for the first blood. I approve. I like GBM.
He was really fast on that roam right there because they were trying to punish them from overextending, and they took some pretty bad trades under that tower, but Snowflower kept GBM underneath the turret after his flash had been blown in order to make that play.
Yeah.
Great flay, but still GBM is the one who picks up the first blood right there, and the kill going over to the support not going to be quite so impactful, and GBM didn't really miss any CS right there either. Tower just starting to pick that up in the mid lane. Mickey still lurking there, going after the Rift Scuttler, it would appear, just running around transfusing it a bunch. That's a little odd.
Yeah, well, he's not transfusing the Rift Scuttler. He's transfusing himself from the Rift Scuttler.
Well,
he's not giving the Rift Scuttler blood. He's taking it.
That's very true.
Taking that crab blood. Infusing it with his own. I don't think that'd be compatible, but apparently it is.
Well, everything, I should say, is a universal donor for Vladimir.
I guess so. Yeah, he's type everything.
That would be really painful to get transfused by Vladimir, because what does he do? Does he just wave his hands and your blood like seeps out your skin and flies over to him?
I think it's like when Magneto like sucked out Wolverine's adamantine skeleton. It's like that.
Ow.
Exactly. Would not be fun. Yep, that only happened in the comics so far, guys.
Well, spoiler alert for the 1 million X-Men movies they're going to make.
You know, they like allude to it in Days of the Future Past, but who knows if they'll ever actually have that scene. So, Pilot and Sweet pushing ahead in lane. And at this point, things might get a little bit more farm-oriented. Unless we see a dive in top.
I don't think
you went through a ward, though.
Yeah, they're not going to be diving Trace right now.
Yeah.
Has that flash up, and it would be a little bit bold to do that, even though they did briefly have a small level advantage. Trace is going to freeze this close to his turret. Ixu looking to recall pretty... Oh, no, he's not actually recalling this early. He does have a TP advantage, so potentially Snowflower and Songyun could make a play on the bottom side, but Lyra mostly focusing on the top of the map at the time being.
Yeah. Not getting a ton out of it yet either.
Ixu just hiding.
Yep.
Threatening the bottom lane, trying to make them a little bit scared. Chaser was over in the tri-brush not too long ago, just trying to set himself up for a counter gank if one came in.
And meanwhile, this mid lane has been continuously pretty even, just more farming like we kind of thought it would be. And we'll see where Lyra goes now. Jin Air has some pretty nice wards on the bottom side of the map, so there's not going to be a lot of surprises coming from the Anarchy side, I think, for this bot lane of Pilot and Sweet.
Yeah, Vayne has been left to farm alone for quite a long time right now, even grabbing an assist on that first blood. So things going pretty well for the Vayne scaling. And I really like Jin Air's composition. I love Gragas Vayne. And Gragas Vayne with a Lulu speed buff is going to be able to just chase down anyone. You think about Vayne's passive, and the speed that she gets off of that, and
Right.
then combine that with Whimsy. After the Gragas ult, she takes one person down, and there's a 5v4 situation. The cleanup potential
Oh,
of Vayne is huge.
Flash.
Wow.
Nice move on to Snowflower, knocking him back into that brush, and he is
Beautiful.
dead. Man, that was one of the cleanest ganks I think I've ever seen.
And that's what Alistar Vayne can do as
Yeah.
a lane that's so scary, is that Alistar can set up kills like that alongside Vayne to properly prep someone for Condemn. And remember, Snowflower used his flash on that kill for GBM. Just about to come up too. Look how close they hit
Great
that
timing.
timer. Really good timing, because they maximized their time to go ahead and get this dragon too by making sure that kill happened as late as possible so that they wouldn't take so much damage from Dragon. Remember, Dragon has been buffed in this patch pretty substantially in the early game.
Yeah, it does a little bit more damage, or a little bit more damage than it used to. A little bit tougher to take, but
33% more damage is pretty significant in the early game.
either way, it's a good move by Jinair to get that kill. Like, there was literally nothing Snowflower could do without Flash. He just kinda died. He was there, and then he was gone.
Yeah, you have to respect.
You gotta respect that.
You gotta
man.
respect.
Mad respect for that play. It's like when you reflect the respect.
Yeah,
It's like,
right.
hey man, you're wearing a nice tie today, and then you're like, no dude, I like your tie. That's respecting. You're just reflecting the respect back at him, you know? Nice shoes. No, you got nice shoes. Respected. Mad respect.
Oh God, that's terrible.
We'll be in the dictionary within 2 years now. I'm sorry.
I actually know that people are going to use that now that you said it too. It's awful.
Hey, I got nothing but mad respect for that. So that's cool. That's cool.
Somebody would have to use it first for you to have that respect, though.
That's true. You got to respect it right back.
And I'm not going to give you compliments to respect. So.
You don't need to. It's already too late. It's out there, man. It's been released into the internet, and thus the universe. Even aliens
Great.
pick up the internet.
I'd like
use
to
it.
apologize for humankind to all aliens.
Oh, come on. That's the worst thing you can think of with humans, to apologize to aliens.
That's the
for.
worst thing I have to apologize for.
Okay. Oh, you were part of that, though. You weren't promoting their respect.
But I accidentally invented it, so I know how to take
That's
responsibility for my mistakes, Noah.
That's true. I know how to take your mistakes and turn them into a sort of a Frankenstein's monster of a mistake and make it even more devastating.
Thank you so much.
We're a great duo that way. Chaser trying to, well, not make a play. Looks like he's going to recall instead. It's just too hard. It's too hard to go under that turret. Oh, or is it? Yeah, it is. There we go. I thought so,
well,
Chaser.
he only has boots right now, so this dive, just a little bit of flame spitter damage. I think they're just trying to make sure Trace can push up safely. And if they happen to get an opportunity to take out the Hecarim, then might as well go for it. Trace is still here, though. Finds Lyra.
Yeah, gets the ward down, too. But Lyra's going to clear it right away.
Lyra's 2 levels up on Chaser right now. He has been hard farming this game.
Well, you can certainly do that with Rek'Sai. You can farm very, very quickly.
It's
But
a pretty substantial advantage.
Yeah.
12 CS in the lead, and he hasn't been waiting in lanes like Chaser has, or helping out with some of these ganks like the one we saw on the bottom side.
That's interesting, too. Do you think it's going to give him enough of an edge here in the mid game that it was worth it?
I mean, not really with the team composition. They really need to scale into the late game, so maybe it'll give them a little bit of a boost, but getting an early kill on the Vladimir or Hecarim especially would have been pretty good. And they also didn't do anything with their more dominant lane of Lucian and Thresh. So a lot of, I think, missed opportunities so far. And if you're going to take Rek'Sai, you got to be able and willing to make those plays. If you want to play Rek'Sai like this, might as well just play Sejuani, honestly, and have that much bigger effect in the late game team
Oh,
fights.
Equalizer goes down onto Ixu. Trace going in, but Lyra's right there as well. Trace in a little bit of trouble here. No one there to help him. Burns that flash. Can he get away? Flame Spitter going. He's running, and we'll see if they can catch him. No, it doesn't look like it. Just a little bit too dangerous to follow into that jungle. It was a nice attempt, and at least they went flash for flash.
Yeah, Lyra actually got the flash out really early in that gank, but that means that he had no tools to CC and follow up on. after that. And Lyra probably using his flash a bit too early right there, considering that Ixu actually hit the combo where you ult in and then E somebody back.
Right.
So Lyra vulnerable.
Yeah, I think they might try to. Okay, so he sees him with that tremor sense. And they're going to contest this blue buff. Pilot there as well, too. It doesn't look like there's a lot that Anarchy can do to stop this. Nope, blue buff going right over to Pilot.
Chaser.
Or Chaser, rather. Yep, thought I saw it around Pilot. Snowflower just a parting death sentence. More like a death suggestion.
At that point, yes.
Yep.
No one really takes the death suggestion, though.
Death comment. Just a small message, a death note, perhaps.
No, I think that would be quite different, though. I think that
Sure.
death note would be very, very different than what we just saw.
He'll take that potato chip and eat it. You know, I had cosplayed as Kira from Death Note once at an anime convention in San Jose, and I carried around a bag of potato chips. I would yell that line when I was standing next to people and then eat a potato chip very dramatically.
I'd like to apologize to the aliens for Doa, too.
Dude, it was pretty cool.
Well,
it was pretty neat.
That just goes to show that cool is subjective.
Hey, we'll see what the aliens say when they get here, man. Who knows? Maybe I am like the perfect entertainer for their species. I could be like the David Hasselhoff of Mars. You never know.
That's one of your best quotes of all time. totally lacking context.
I'm just surprised Kanye West didn't say it before I did. That's my only shock there. Well, not a lot going in this game, as you may have noticed. Not a lot happening.
What we have to speculate about Doa's status is here we go.
Equalizer, okay, and Ixu ults away. Well, okay. Thought it was a momentary moment of action. Well, Lyra's taking Dragon. Maybe that'll... No.
I don't think he can take Dragon right now.
Well, not with the bot lane right there. Sweet and Pilot may do something about it. Snowflower there to help out. And Mickey's coming down. Yeah, I don't know if... Okay, well, teleport coming in. So Anarchy's going to be pushed back for now. They're going to go in onto GBM. Chaser right there as well. He's going to get the stun onto Lyra. Here comes Pilot with a lot of damage on that Vayne. Easy kill for him. And the ult used by Vladimir, not enough. Wild Growth onto Pilot. He is just tearing apart this Anarchy team. Double kill already. Ixu tries to come in for a kill onto Chaser, but can't get it. That's a triple kill now for Vayne. Pilot chasing. This could be our first penta of the season. Oh, GBM denies it, though. Oh.
Pilot's face. He had that. And that's why I love this composition, Doa. Yeah. It's really interesting, especially with the Gragas pick coming in. And Chaser didn't even have his ult in that fight, but managed to break things apart enough. They got those little skirmishes where Vayne could follow through. GBM. Penta Thief.
Oh, I know. Denied. No respect given there. All right, well, let's just watch one of the saddest moments of Pilot's career.
GBM flashes right here, and look at this setup. It's just a 5v3 on the flank because Jin Air collapsed so quickly, and Trace had a good TP to separate the enemy team. Remember that Jin Air doesn't have Equalizer or Explosive Cask in this fight, and Pilot still is able to position in order to pick up this actual penta right here. There's the Glitter Lance. You could see the bolt flying to Vicky. It hit probably 0.1 seconds before that auto would have registered.
GBM's bloodthirsty, man. He needs those kills.
He definitely would have gotten that penta.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Almost. So close.
Well, now Pilot has a Zeal, Bork, and QSS at 17 minutes into this game, which means that it is probably over.
Yeah, it's looking that way.
Yeah, nothing like a 5-0 and 2 hyper carry.
Well, the only kill on Anarchy is on their support right now, so things could be going better. GBM just gonna... You steal that too? Yeah, you're just gonna steal that blue buff? Okay, sure. Go ahead. Good, GBM. Pilot's just decided he needs some alone time in the bot lane to...
Pilot's got an AFK in Fountain.
I know, that's right. Dude, most Vaynes on solo queue would. They would. That's AFK material right there for your average gold or silver league Vayne player. Could extend higher, who knows. I've had a lot of ADCs AFK after I take their kills in bot lane.
Scumbag Doa.
Well, you know, they're not as sensitive about that in NA, but in Korea, the ADCs, man, if you take one of their kills, even if it's unintentional, they're like, all right, that's it. I'm out, AFK. I needed that 300 gold.
Game's over without it.
Yep.
We lost.
Yep. So I'm like, no worries, man. I'll just start building damage. And I destroy that bot lane 1v2. Destroy it.
Well, Chaser doing well so far. In spite of that level disadvantage he had, he did have that play onto the bottom side and helped out with the first blood as well. So 100% kill contribution rate so far as we close in here.
Yep.
On 20 minutes. And Pilot really showing up on this Vayne, but mostly that last team fight wasn't that difficult to play for Pilot. It was just that they collapsed and Anarchy really wasn't all on the same page on that engage, because the fact that Jin could win that without two of their most important ultimates available says a lot about Anarchy's positioning in that, as in the setup to contesting that dragon.
You know, why doesn't Samsung Thresh just have like a cell phone charger that he throws out instead of a hook? Missed opportunity there, I think.
Because you can't grab people with cell phone chargers, Doa.
He sharpens the USB.
Ow.
And sticks it like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Like, get over here.
You know, you provide martial arts tools for the modern gentleman of, that's what you need as a spy
That's
these
true.
days, right?
Yeah, yeah. We know that ganks maketh man, right? Mata maketh man. Maybe, I don't know. I'm reaching too much for that one. Well, that all didn't work out. Culling goes down. The box slows down Pilot for just a moment. Pilot still manages to pick up that kill.
Yeah, Chaser actually knocking them out from underneath the turret to set that one up. Again,
Yeah.
Snowflower's flash just about to come up, but not quite there.
Here comes Lyra trying to make a play here. Gets knocked back against the wall immediately. Pilot in no danger at all. Lyra has to flash away. Here comes Mickey, but Chaser's going to dive right in there. Hemoplague on all three of them. Condemned against the wall, though, is Mickey, and Pilot just going to go ahead and heal and QSS out of that.
Yeah, just QSSing right out of the Vladimir ultimate, so Hemoplague not doing much of anything at all to Pilot. They're still going to get this tower.
Yeah, this Vayne is just untouchable right now.
Yeah, I would not be trying to kill the Vayne.
Vayne would have to just... Pilot would have to become OU to die from here on out in this game.
GBM also going with the Soul Stealer.
Nice. Why not?
Yeah, I think that you can legitimately snowball off of what they have, and it's going to really do you a lot of favors. And if all of your lanes are winning.
If you're going to be stealing pentakills away from your AD carry, you might as well be getting Magi stacks with it too.
Wow. 2.5k gold ahead for Pilot compared to Sangyun already.
Yeah.
20 minutes of the game.
Equalizer. Ixu is in a bit of trouble here. He may have to ult just to get away. Barely doesn't need to use it.
Yeah, burning now too with that Leandri's completed. So
Yep.
Ixu going to have to recall right now and then perhaps use his teleport not to lose too much CS, or he'll hand it over to
He's keeping his
Lyra.
teleport for now. He bought home guards.
Yeah, he's had home guards. He went Merc home guards first. So.
Yeah, as many Hecarims do. And it looks like he's just going to farm a bit in the jungle anyway, since Lyra and Snowflower are up in top lane. Dragon up in about 30 seconds, so we'll see if Jin can grab their third. Wow, it's already their third? It seems like it shouldn't be that far already in the game, but this game is certainly moving at a bit of an accelerated pace because of the lead that Jin has.
All right, more turret pressure going down. Pilot actually having a really easy time of sieging at this stage of the game. You should not be allowed to do this with Vayne this early. Here comes the teleport from Ixu. Trace going to respond. Mickey. They have to run.
Yeah, Ixu can't come in on this. Lantern, yep, he's going to go ahead and take it. But this bot lane tier 2 is still in quite a bit of trouble. Yeah, Pilot at 217 CS at 22 minutes, and 6-0-2. What a game for him. I think he's putting in an MVP performance right now as they go for their third dragon.
Yeah, and this is great, too, to see from Pilot, because that has been the question from him, is how meta-proof is this guy? Can he play some more of these really big hyper-carry champions? Because mostly what he's been doing is poking from the back line, playing a lot of siege-based AD carries, playing for disengage, and not something that's quite as all-in or dangerous to play as Vayne. And while this game isn't the best showcase of his Vayne mechanics, because the team comp, I think, is really effective at hiding a lot of Vayne's flaws. It's still good to see him hold up in terms of his laning presence after that lane swap particularly.
Yep. And that turret has 25 health remaining. And Jin Air can kind of close this one out pretty leisurely at this point.
Yeah, they have essentially every advantage. The gold lead may only be 4K, but based on the scaling of Jin Air's composition, it's just the fact that all the kills are on the 2 carries in this game, so that makes it particularly rough. Turret goes down. The top side. First tower of the game for Anarchy. That'll bring them back a little bit in terms of gold.
Yeah, still 4K behind in 24 minutes is a pretty big amount, but even more so just the amount of damage that this Vayne is going to do. And, you know, Mickey's farmed perfectly fine on Vlad, but he just hasn't been able to really make any sort of difference in team fights.
Yeah, and in that last little engagement on the bottom side, too, he got condemned into the wall, so he couldn't follow up. And even then, Pilot is so huge that how do you deal with this Vayne right now with the static shiv completed?
Yeah. He's not going to be able to deal with it like he dealt with Space's Vayne, that's for sure.
There we go, big push.
Yeah, looks like they should be able to get this mid lane turret. And so second turret of the game for Anarchy, so starting to make a little bit of headway back again. Meanwhile, Ixu gets caught in the top lane. A couple knockups keep him in place for now. Another turret goes down in favor of Jin Air in the meantime. There's another body slam from Chaser. Ixu trying to get away. GBM, can he catch him? Doesn't look like it. They're going to get him to safety on that dark passage.
So they traded tower for tower right there, but the pressure keeps on rolling. Pilot actually going to take the red buff. They can keep on pushing in mid and top right now. They have all the deep wards they need to safely move these minion waves forward and start sieging.
Well, I like that we see Jin Air getting those turrets and then immediately just moving into the jungle and taking the camps as well, too.
Yeah, so every time they make a trade, Jin Air actually takes a little bit extra, and over time, that's resulted in a pretty substantial lead. Jin Air playing very calmly this game. They're not trying to overpress their advantage in any way. They seem to be taking Anarchy pretty seriously after some of their brethren, and CJ and Najin as professional teams have fallen to Anarchy when playing a little bit too fast and loose.
You know, and Jin Air didn't really need to camp the mid lane or anything like that this game either. They just focused on getting Pilot fed, and
they had really good reads on Mickey's roams as well. So Mickey wasn't able to affect the outer lanes, the side lanes, because every time he came in, Jin Air had a good call, had good comms, and were aware that he was coming. And so he never actually got any of those ganks to work. Either that or GBM was just roaming faster like we saw with that first blood.
Right. Well, Lyra wandering around in a very sad jungle with not a lot to do.
Yeah.
And Jin Air can kind of just stall this out until the next dragon or the next team fight, kind of whichever happens first. You can take Baron, of course, at any time, too. And they've already got a decent amount of vision around that.
Yeah, they do. And they can do it, obviously, pretty quickly with this Vayne with Blade of the Ruin King also. So that's a pretty major threat right now. They could do it quickly, but they are going to take some damage. They don't have a whole lot of tankiness yet. And here we go. There's a flash.
Wow, flash body slam, getting the flash from Songyun as well. They're just going to dive it. Oh, or not. Okay, yeah, that would have been a little bit far to continue.
No need to commit for that, but trading a jungler flash for 2 summoners from their AD carry is well worth it for Jin Air. Again, taking a really pretty preferable trade. Jin Air trying to set up around this Baron. They want to bait it. Pink wards are already in place. There's a ward over the wall. Of course, Anarchy concerned that that could have already begun.
Oh, Snowflower throws a lantern in first, which is smart because 3 members of Jin Air were hiding in there.
Trace just returning to the mid lane after his Void Staff.
Yeah. Oh, GBM. He wants a 1v1. You know he wants a 1v1 Mickey. I know he wants a 1v1 Mickey. Jin Air just kind of pushing him around. Chaser over the wall. And just more pressure. Oh, he knocks Songyun against the wall with the ult. They're just kind of going for anything at this point, huh?
Well, I don't think they knew that all of the members of Anarchy
Whoa,
were responding. Mickey
meanwhile,
grabs
equalizer.
the lantern. Does he get out? He does.
Yeah, managed to stay off of the equalizer with the flash. Or, no, he just managed to just stay off it. Simply.
Yeah, he took the lantern out.
Ah, right.
So got out of there in the nick of time. And, of course, with this tremor sense, it is difficult to catch anyone here in the jungle if they keep on moving around like that. So they have to go. They can fake Baron right now.
Yeah, well, they can pretty easily force a fight there or just take it.
Dragon up at 15. No equalizer to be used right now, and Mickey has returned.
Yep. Return of Mickey. And looks like they just might send a couple people to take down Dragon and then just keep everything else pushed for now. Pilot will probably go to help out, but it looks like Anarchy's coming down. And we may see a bit of a desperation fight.
Yeah, here we go, actually.
Yep,
Pilot just getting some tanking from Chaser right there, as well as a heal. There it is. No contest. Lyra.
Oh, Sweet goes in. There's a lot of CC.
Oh, wow, that was
Lyra.
a really good condemn.
No kidding.
That was a really
good.
good condemn.
A really good ability synergy between Jin right now. They're going to go in onto Anarchy as well. 2 box drop by Snowflower, but that's going to not stop the Green Wings at all. Oh, Sweet gets grabbed. Wild Growth is going to keep alive, though. Meanwhile, Chaser goes in, helps Pilot pick up another kill onto Mickey, and now Baron's going to be easy pickings for the Jin Green Wings.
Yeah, Sweet has to go back, but Ixu cancels his teleport, so he has to deal with the wave at the top side. So many minions set up there already by Jin trying to juggle the aggro on this Baron. You can see how fast it's going down with Pilot as fed as he is.
Snowflower's going to steal it with Death Sentence. Check it out. Oh, comes in. No, GBM manages to get the Baron, and Snowflower gets taken out. Oh, well, nice try.
Worth a shot.
Worth a shot. Might as well. And Lyra just trying to protect that top turret. But again, GBM and the rest of Jin just playing it out very methodically, and there's really nothing stopping them now from sort of walking into Anarchy's base and ending this. They don't have the greatest siege, but they don't really need it.
No, you can absolutely dive in this situation. They're so far ahead with this Baron buff that they'll be absolutely fine just pushing on through, especially with the tankiness from Wild Growth also. They have a lot of options. And look at that, Pilot 100% kill contribution rate.
Pretty good.
Alongside Chaser in this game, so both players really making pretty sizable impacts.
Yeah.
And another BF sword income. Oh my.
Oh, got to get out on the lantern, which you can click as a puddle of blood. Who knew? Science. All right. Well, here's a Baron-powered Pilot just eating this turret. Wow. That was really fast. And they can dive. Chaser gets grabbed. Looks like they're going to dive anyway. Mickey comes in, gets immediately blown up by Pilot. And they don't decide to pursue any more kills right now until Ixu presents an opportunity. Himself has to ult away. Trace comes in as well. Sonyun in big trouble. There's a double kill now for Pilot. He really wants that Penta, but he's not going to get a chance to get it. Not in that fight. He's going to take out Lyra, though. Keeping the dream alive. There's the triple kill. Wild Growth on him.
Well, Anarchy give him the pity Penta from earlier, as they are almost certainly going to lose right now. Here he goes.
Well, he's got damage onto Snowflower. There's the... Oh, he's a little bit too late now. No Quadra, I guess. Oh, well. I think we're going to see the game end right now. So a couple Quadras, 2 Quadras in one game for Pilot. Unofficial Quadra the second time, I suppose. And at 31 minutes, Jin is going to coast in to victory. Looks like they want a couple more kills first. Ixu's going to give him one. Another one. There we go. Mickey wants to give them another kill as well. Oh, Mickey gets a kill on the Chasers. Nexus goes down. GG and Jin with an easy win in game number 1.
That was just really methodically played out from Jin looking very strategically tight. They got the ganks they wanted to. Teleports were good. Team fights were good. Loved the composition that they used in this game. And smooth sailing all the way for the Jin Green Wings. And looked a lot like their first game against Incredible Miracle last week in terms of how clean it was.
So the question is how much are they going to style in game number 2?
Is the Yasuo coming back?
What level are we going to see GBM reach in terms of crazy picks? Is he going to go full Malzahar? Or is it going to go, about Yasuo? I'd say Yasuo is about like 70% styling out of 100. That's a pretty decent pick still, but it's just not that strong. Whereas Malzahar is maybe like